I'm Walten Pond, and I write music.
Fun stuff. Your actual name?
Oh, Justin Luba. I've got mom and a dad and 2 younger brothers, Jack and Ryan. My mom encouraged me a lot, and my dad has been really cool about taking me to gigs when I couldn't drive. And my mom drove me to all of my music lessons and community theater rehearsals and plays and whatnot. I've been in community theater shows, like musicals, since I was about 8. I picked up a guitar in 8th grade and really enjoyed it. I sucked, but I really enjoyed it. And I've been playing since. She took the sky out of its box, took the clouds out of their sack. Grab a dream. I've always enjoyed writing poetry and songs, or poetry and stories, and then I started writing music after that. I started writing songs very shortly after I picked up the guitar, and the songs were hysterically bad, just really bad. It was great, but you know, everything takes practice. Pop those pills and don't talk about the end. I actually started with piano lessons when I was pretty young, but quit because no child likes their piano lessons. And then it's just been guitar and uke after that. Uke more just because it's small and fun and tiny. Through the motions again. I don't know, it's like every couple weeks I get this itching in my chest, you know? And the only way to really get it out, or to stop being super on edge and antsy, is to write a song. And normally it just kind of comes, you know, without a whole lot of forethought or afterthought, really. I can't sit down and think to myself, I'm gonna write a song today. It just doesn't happen. Whenever people tell me they connect with a song is really cool, just because I think that's sort of the point of music, is to help people connect with people around them, or with a performer, or with whoever, really. Using music as sort of a pathway or a shortcut to that. So I remember after a show, actually just down over at 3030, so there were maybe like 30, 35 people there. And a guy came up to me afterwards and he goes, you know, and he used the words, I connected with that song. So that was really gratifying. Whenever you can establish that sort of personal connection with not only a collective audience, but also individual members of the audience, it's nice to sort of have that bond with people you don't even know outside of music. Most of the time I prefer performing solo, actually. I don't know, it makes it easier to make it about the songs and the songwriting and sort of the emotion and drive behind what I'm trying to say versus putting on a performance. It's like the difference between playing with people and playing for people. And I find it much easier to play with people when it's just me. mom said, oh my dear, could you spare a dime? You know, time is money, and I'm out of my know. Walten Pond is actually a play off of Walden Pond. So Henry David Thoreau was a transcendentalist, author and philosopher or whatever, who lived in the very early 19th century, and he spent some time at Walden Pond and wrote a book called Walden. And it was just his thoughts, and you know, he built his own cabin, hunted, grew his own food. It was pretty cool, but the book is just about his thoughts while he was there. And it stresses lack of possession and simplicity in one's life, which is something that deeply affected me in my personal philosophies, and it's affected quite a few of my songs and sort of just how I live my life, or try to, in general. So I liked it, and it was catchy, so I went with it. Had to change it to Walten though, otherwise it would be too much. There's almost no show that I've played that I haven't really enjoyed. But the best one was probably one over at Pizza Works a couple months ago. You know, good crowd, everyone dug the stuff. It was just cool, lots of energy. July of 2012, so about a year and 7 months ago, my mom was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. She's doing very well now, but that whole year, 2012 / the majority of 2013, was probably the best and worst year of my life, you know, just because, you know, you watch someone who's raised you up, like, fucking lose all of her hair, waste away, really, and, yeah, you know, especially with younger siblings, you kind of have to pull yourself up onto a pedestal, you know, and you can watch people need you, but you're not really allowed to need other people, and that was hard, but I feel like it influenced me in a very positive, maybe not even positive, it just, it builds one up, like I don't know, everyone benefits and detriments from their struggles, so. That was when songwriting changed for me, from something I wanted to do to something I had to do. You know, and even now that everything is great and, you know, she's on the mend and whatnot, music was something I really enjoyed, and now it's like my way of communicating. And it was always a way of communicating, but now it's the way of communicating. Yeah, I don't write because I want to. You know, I write because I need to. I want to go on lots of adventures.
Yeah.
See cool places, meet cool people, do cool shit. You know? Just adventures. I don't know. Personally, I just hope to be a better musician, which I feel comes naturally from playing a lot. You know, I mean, regardless of whether or not you're actively trying to get better, you're still getting better, which is awesome. Professionally, I don't really care about making money, but it'd be cool to establish, you know, intimate connections with thousands of people at a time. Like, that's one of the coolest things about, you know, playing a show or putting a song on the internet is, you know, you get to directly speak to hundreds of people at once. And to get that number from hundreds to thousands to hundreds of thousands would be astounding. Pretty cool. Be neat. I could dig it. one thing to take away is to appreciate everything, you know? The good, the bad, the distinctly mediocre, just all of it, whether it's in music or art or relationships or life, which sounds kind of cheesy almost, but I don't know. It's important because when you stop appreciating stuff, not material things, but just everything, like that tree or your car not popping on the way to work, or your car popping on the way to work, and you not getting hit as you're trying to change it. Your car popping. How does a car pop? Your car tire popping. You got it. Because when you can do that, everything's fresh. You know, and keeping things fresh, make sure that your little soul being living inside of you doesn't wither up and become sad and alone. God, this is just a shitty answer.
No, it's totally not. It's not.
Hang on, I'm trying to adequately put this into words. When you can appreciate everything, then nothing's really bad. When you can take something at face value and say, okay, just the fact that I'm able to experience this, the fact that I stubbed my toe means that I have working nerve endings. You know? It's cool that you have working nerve endings, regardless of the shitty fact that you just stubbed your toe. You know? So that's something to make life that much better, I guess. And I've been trying to do that more. You know, there is something really cool that can be taken out of every situation. And so many people want to look at something shitty and point at God or the devil or evolution or whoever they would have pointed at Bill Nye the Science Guy and just say like, hey, Bill Nye, fuck you, this sucks. And no, don't do that. I mean, it may suck, but it's important not to be bitter, because once you sort of succumb to that, there's not a whole lot you can do to get yourself out. And then even the cool stuff, even the really good stuff that happens, becomes sort of tainted by this milky film of sadness and just disdain for everything around you. So just keep appreciating life, because life's pretty cool. You're a ghost driving around a meat-coated skeleton on a spinning ball that's been constantly changing for upwards of 6 billion years. What the hell isn't awesome about that? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, whenever you stub your toe or your tire pops, just kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I read in a book once that the likelihood of you being alive, just that the cells in your body grew together in the way that they did, is 1 in some odd trillion. It's like 7 point something trillion and rising, which is insane to me. Just nuts. So,
Who's that?
appreciate stuff.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Very good answer.
Good.
I like it. I dig it. Cool.